Hey everyone, it's Jen. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you are not, welcome back. I am going to do a planner budget relating video today. I know I have been talking about doing one for a while, but since 2019 is just around the corner, I wanted to talk about what I'm going to be doing for budgeting and also how I'm going to be using Poshmark and Mercari in order to help with my debt. So the reason I'm flashing this book around is this is a sketchbook that I got at Walmart. A sketchbook is really for like drawing, but I had this on hand. You can rip the pages out, and I decided that I am going to use this to do a lot of my budgeting. I also have my monthly Erin Condren planner that does do the monthly view. I will show you what my monthly looks like. So I have it here and I have all my dates of things, but then I also have blank note pages where I can write things in it as well. However, I wanted to do something a little different, which is why I picked up this sketchbook. And also you need some kind of drawing utensils, writing utensils. I have a bunch of pens, I have colored pencils. I have a lot of planning things. So the first thing I did was in my sketchbook, I made a goal for 2019 and I'm writing down my goals, and this will help me stick to my goals. One of my first goals is going to be to pay off my well loan. So writing it down makes me more accountable. I then went through, and I know you can't see this, I went through and I wrote down all of my credit cards on individual pages. And the reason I did this, and I made sure like front, back, so if I need to tear it out and redo the page, I can without making it all messed up. So I have several credit cards and I have a lot of loans. So just to give you an idea, I have two large loans that are not student loans. One is my well loan and one is just a personal loan. I also have several credit cards. I have two car payments. We have two mortgages. We have a lot of debt. Plus we also have monthly. So I made a separate page for the monthly debts that we have. And I know you can't see this very well, but the point is everything is in this book. So I am accountable. And I haven't finished it all yet. I mean, I even have credit cards that I had paid off or I have a little bit left on that I'm adding. So what I did, just to give you kind of a breakdown of how I did each card or each loan besides my goal. This is one of my largest, so I will show you it. It's Mercari, which used to be Barclay cards. I put the total amount I owe, which I know it's backwards, when it's due, the third of the month, and the minimum payment for each credit card. And then below, this gives me space for what day I'm paying on that bill and how much I'm paying. So my goal right now is to actually pay, and I'm going to show you the one bill that I'm actually working to pay. So this is my goal snowball. I know a lot of you probably have heard of Dave Ramsey. I am adopting some principles, and this is the only one, and that is the snowball. I did not pick, and this is where I'm not following him, the lowest debt. I picked the most effective debt, not the avalanche style, if you've heard of that. This is the most effective bill for me to pay off right now. My well loan, I owe $3,338.68 with a minimum due every month of $161.69. So I'm already making a dent on this because I'm making two very large payments, in the next 3 days. $300 that I got for Christmas and $300 from my next check. So that will put a huge dent in my well loan already. So my goal is to pay this off by March, which is a very, very heavy goal. And I will be able to show you how I'm attempting to do that as I go along. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be paying the minimum amount on most of my credit cards, most, because there are some I like to give a little bit more every month because interest fees, I don't want to jack my credit cards up above the maximum spending that I have. So sometimes I'll pay a little more because sometimes the interest can be kind of high on some of the larger cards. So my goal is by March, which is, I know, 3 months, I'm going to pay this large debt off. And then I'm going to start. Now, this is not my largest debt, but it is the one that I really would like to get rid of. We've been paying on it for a little while. I want to be without a loan from Wells Fargo. So that is my first goal. And then we will slowly work into each other goal. I don't know which one is going to be my next one, but for now, that will be the start. I also have a page, which I'm not going to share with you, but I do have a page where I have my income, what I make, not what my husband makes, monthly, and what my bills are monthly. And then I have the wiggle room that I have per month. So I feel like I'm going to be able to meet, without my husband's income, my 3-month goal for the Wells Fargo loan. Now, when you add my husband's income in the mix, and you add what I make on Poshmark and Mercari, that is going to help tremendously as well, because we do have other expenses that come up, and I may even be able to tackle another bill with the other income. But right now I'm going to focus on the one bill, just to see how this goes for the next month. And then come February, I may introduce another bill into the budget. But my point is you don't need a lot of fancy tools. I love my Erin Condren planner. The monthly planner I really got to help keep track of my Poshmark and my general spending. But the sketchbook is going to be great, especially when I make a lot of mistakes and errors. I can rip the pages out. That was why I really liked it. A notebook would do the same thing. I just had this, so that's why I'm using it. I've got plenty of pens because I'm a planner addict. Plus, I do have a planner coming that's on a weekly, but I'm going to try to keep my budget out of that planner, and that's why I have these to really focus on my budget. I've also canceled a few things, and I'm hoping to cancel a couple more. I canceled my Simply Gilded subscription that comes every month because that's $29 I feel that I could be spending elsewhere. I also may if possible, I may cancel my Netflix, but we don't have a lot of wiggle room for canceling right now. Most of what I have is not possible for me to cancel. So I'm going to assess how much money I'm spending on other things like going for coffee, that kind of thing. But I want to just try to do this without making too many changes in our budget. And also just bringing in income from my other sources that I sell, etc. Just, you know, the little side, selling my clothes, selling my kids' clothes, doing consignment, things like that. And if that works out wonderfully, then I can just start building up on that. And then we can start cutting. We can start doing an emergency fund. We can start really focusing on other bills and getting rid of them. But that is kind of my plan of attack. I'm going to go in a little more in some videos exclusively on what I'm going to do, and I will break things down for you. This was just a kind of a beginning tutorial of where I'm starting and what I'm planning to do. I still am going to be thrifting, so I'm still going to have to budget certain things in, and I'm hoping all of this will kind of wrap nicely into my plans for 2019. So hopefully you'll stick with me and watch and also share some of your budgeting tips. So here is the 2019 and hopefully a lot less debt in my house. Talk to you soon.